So, welcome. Let me start. If the people will join, that is, would be okay. Nina has touched a beautiful topic, so I would love to talk based on the teachings of these masters. We have heard the word mask, and from the word mask comes the personality. So persona, personality is whatever is expressed outside through the sense organ. Why sense organ? Sense organ is an instrument of knowledge. Whatever is thought of, spoken, and acted upon in this world outside is what we call the personality. And that is a mask. Behind that personality, there lies an entity. The Master says it is Sat Chit Anand, absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That is our nature. That is the real self, according to the teachings. So we have two entities. One is inside at the center, and it is enveloped by the personality. Which one is true? And that is the journey of meditation and mindfulness. So what is the definition of truth in Eastern wisdom? A state of being that never changes. It is infinite. It is full of peace and happiness, love and the wisdom. We have to discover that. And that discovery leads us to a discovery of the self. So it is a discovery, it is not any change. We modify what is constantly changing: the body, the mind, the intellect, and the ego. The beautiful teachings of the masters, and even Buddha says right view, right perception, right knowledge is the first of the eightfold noble path. And we rush to the seventh path, which is known as the mindfulness. The Buddha says, no, follow first six, understand what is right notion, what is wrong notion, what is false and what is the truth. Once you have understood, you have removed the wrong notion, the mind has a conviction, then why the mind will wander? It will live into meditation. So according to the teachings of the Master, sometimes people say that, they talk about the soul. So I say that I have three souls. Two souls are the soles of the feet, and the one soul is here. So teachings of the Master says that we have a real self. That is what I talked about, never changing real self. Second, the personality is divided into twofold. You'll be surprised. You'll understand it easily. The moment I am the body, I consider I am the body, then what happens? That is the first part of the personality. And the Master says it is false self. A student on the journey of the spirituality and awakening must understand we should have some foundation from where to work. That is the false self. And when I consider I am the body, then what happens? I become husband, I become father, I become son, I become boss. See that? So that becoming is not real. That is the third self. The teachings, the master says, that is the secondary self. And where lies the problem? And then we will start mindfulness. Where is the problem? As long as you do not give any label to me, there is no problem. Example. No, you are a teacher. The moment you have given a label to me, so the moment you say I'm your teacher, you become my student, and then there is a problem between the student and the teacher. There is no problem between this guy and Nina, this guy and Samir, this guy and Lena. So that is another level of the personality who superimpose unconsciously, subconsciously, habitually, problem comes. What should be done? Never identify with the secondary self. Don't identify with the false self and discover that self. Awakening takes place. Peace comes. Happiness normally comes. Now, how can I leave the body? I didn't say that you leave the body. I live as a father in the workplace. What will happen? You can very well imagine. When I drive the car, I play the role of a driver. When I am at home, I simply play the role. Don't identify. Last thing, very interesting thing the master talks about. There is no problem in identifying that I am the body. We all accept it in our daily life. So when you identify yourself with the body, stop thinking about doing any practice of meditation. Because goal of meditation is to find the subjective reality. First, if you accept I am the body, then accept the laws governing the body. What are the laws? Pain and pleasure, sorrow and happiness will come. Be happy, sorrow comes and happiness comes. Then what is meditation? It is that state of the peace and the calmness and the happiness that cannot be changed. It is everlasting happiness. So when I discover the self, I also experience that peace and the happiness can never be destroyed. You may call it self, you may call it existence, you may call it soul, not give a label. That is why Buddha in the seventh he says sati. Remember what you really are. Self-remembering. Sometimes that is what the right mindfulness is there. Buddha also says, know thyself. Patanjali says, great master, father of Eastern psychology, who has written Yoga Sutra, he says, Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. When you practice meditation, the time comes, you settle in your real self, and then real self manifests, expresses itself in body, in the mind, in the intellect, in the ego, and in the secondary self, what happens? What is that meaning? The peace is expressing, happiness in expressing, in thought, in speech, in action, the life transforms. I'm giving a pointer for you to contemplate and reflect. You see a book, but instead of book, if there is a mirror, you look into the mirror. Am I right? When it is a mirror, I look into the mirror. Right? Now pay attention. I look into the mirror, but I'm aware of myself. That consciousness, that awareness is pointed here, image is there. That image is not a reality. When there is an awareness of the self, at the same time, image is there. Image, body, image, mind, image, father, image, son. You don't have any conflict. This is known as awakening. Let us start our journey. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Sit or lie down. Whatever is more comfortable to you. Sit or lie down. Be comfortable. The first is being comfortable. How to be comfortable without doing anything? It is an effortless and natural journey. With understanding, with awareness and attention, we will continue our journey. So look at the neck joint. Mentally look at the neck joint. You become aware. You experience it as comfortable. And steadiness is there. So being comfortable, how do you experience? Through the mind. I'm not guiding you any practice, habitual, sit, close, focus on the breath. As long as you focus on the breath, you never succeed in mindfulness. So look at the shoulder joints. Simply look. Look means you are not doing anything. Your mind is aware, you are conscious. I said, shoulder joints, you become aware, you experience it is comfortable, and steadiness is there. Hip joint, we are preparing ourselves for mindfulness. So preparation itself becomes a part of the very important for meditation. So look at the knee joints. Mentally you're looking at the knee joints. You feel the sensation. You feel the sensation. And you experience the steadiness. If you don't feel that sensation and the steadiness, you're not comfortable. Why? The mind is wandering in the body. So, what should I do? Should I control? No. Work on the mind. The mind should not work on you. How to work on the mind? Maintain your awareness, listen, look, and continue the journey. How simple it is. So then look at the entire body. Look at the entire body. Feel the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Pay attention to this understanding. The last point I said, you look into the mirror, but you are aware of yourself. How do you know that? When you brush your teeth, you don't brush the image teeth into the mirror. Instantly, without any doubt, that brush goes into your teeth. I'll just make those statements to help your mind to be aware. So you are comfortable. Let us follow Patanjali today. Patanjali says another preparatory step is asana, meditative asana. Don't change the position of the body now. So what he says, steadiness and the happiness in the mind, steadiness of the body and the happiness in the mind. First two factors. So look at the head and the neck. Experience the sensation and the stillness. At the same time, look inside the head and the neck. Become aware. That very awareness is also the state of happy mind if the mind is looking inside, not outside. You know, these 60-minute session, I pick up any principle based on that. It's a journey. And look at the right arm. You're simply looking at the right arm. You feel the sensation. Your experience of sensation also gives you an experience of the stillness in the right arm without doing anything. And then you become aware of the mind. Is the mind happy? The happy mind only can succeed in meditation. We'll talk about the anxiety and distress later on. At this moment, look at the left arm. Be there. Sensation and stillness. Look inside. So what exactly we look inside? What happens? Or maybe we become aware of the space, blankness inside, darkness inside. It's all okay. So where we are heading to, you see that? I'm not that teacher, who tells you that everything is mystic. I explain every step clearly, based on the teachings of the masters. What exactly we are doing? We lose our awareness, we live habitually, conditioned life because we consider that image is true. Image in the mirror is true. And now see, that's where we are changing the direction of the mind. Pay attention. Look at the chest and the belly. So experience there is a sensation and stillness. The very chest and the belly, the shape and the size is an image So we are going slowly, sensation and stillness, and then look inside. So that the mind starts moving inside. This is what right leg outside there is a sensation and stillness, and simply look inside. I know your mind will complain, no, I have a lot of thoughts, I have to don't control. There is no need. Left leg, you are looking, you are feeling the sensation, you are experiencing the stillness, and then the mind is looking inside. I cannot cover all the principles in an individual session. Definitely I cover based on your state of mind. So when you look inside, you are aware of inside, not only what I just told. You look into the image, but at the same time the mind is pointing inward. The reality, the true nature, the self lies inside, not outside. Change of direction. The entire body. Look at the head and the neck. Entire body. Look at the entire body, the shape and the size, the way it is lying down. It is all your experience. Sensation and stillness is there. And look inside. That looking inside is a way to change the direction, to lessen the frequency of the thought. Patanjali further says, recheck. Learn from your experience. What is that? 2 words he uses, a state of effortlessness, that is what Buddha also says, and mind simply looking the mirror also. And that mirror here is the space. So let us follow the next step. Head in the neck. No doubt there is a sensation, there is a stillness, but also experience the sense of effortlessness that drops the mind. Not only that effortlessness, but look inside the head and the neck, in the space. Prayatna shaithilyata ananta samapattibhyam. So we're using the principles passed on to us by Patanjali as 2 steps of today's mindfulness. Look at the right arm. No doubt, there is a sensation, there is a stillness, but what we are experiencing is a sense of effortlessness. You can change the quality of the mind through the journey of the mindfulness. And inside, looking into the space. I made everything clear. Not only you're looking at the image into the mirror, but also the mirror. And that mirror is the mind. left arm. So you're learning sensation, stillness, effortlessness, and the space within. We are not imagining the space, my dear friends. Remember, the moment you start imagining, thinking, you're gone. Chest in the belly. Chest in the belly, the foundation, being comfortable. Another foundation, you experience the sensation and stillness. Why? Because you are not thinking, you are simply aware and experiencing. And out of which comes the sense of effortlessness. From there, you can easily look inside and maintain your awareness. You can easily look at the mirror. With the image, it's okay. Right leg. Right leg. What are the images? You see that. So here the images are many. That is the problem. That is what we call the pain and the suffering. But here it is not. Look at the right leg images. Right leg shape and the size, objective reality, experience of being comfortable, sensation and stillness, and effortlessness. Now looking into the space, your mind starts the journey towards the subjective reality that is known as the self. We start laying too much of stress, no, focus on the breath, do this and that. When it is so simple, look at the left leg. Mentally, when I say look, I can also say move your mind on the left leg. I can also say become aware of the left leg. And then experience the sensation and the stillness. Effortlessness. Looking inside. Where? Into the space, into the mirror. Not only into the mirror, but also the mirror. You need not to control the mind. When the mind changes the direction, it happens. My friends, you remember I always say when there is a storm outside, you don't fight with the storm. When there is a storm and the turmoil in the mind, don't fight. But you have to learn how not to fight. When you don't fight, then what happens? You rush inside the home and close the door. When you are aware, what is? That my true nature is peace and happiness. When you are aware, the storm cannot enter into the house. And you know where the door is, you open it, you enter, you close the door. Mindfulness journey, we have to use the mind to leave the mind. But we have to use the mind of a quality, and that makes you a qualified seeker. When you become a qualified seeker, you know the journey. When you have a driving license, you know driving is so easy as per law. Going to the next step. Today's, I think, the ideal step will be the step of living in the present moment. We talk a lot about it. We argue, we reason. But experience, so see that Become aware of the room in which you are on a journey to the mindfulness here and now. Awareness of the room and the articles in the room, in the temperature. Now awareness, simultaneous awareness and experience of the room, articles in the room, listening to me and the body. Both are happening in the present, so you are aware of both. Simultaneous awareness of the room, the image, one, if I say so. And body, shape, size, name, and experience of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. It is happening at the same time in all the images. See that? We have started living in the present moment. Not yet complete. Simultaneous awareness of the room, the space, the body, sensation and stillness, and also the breath is moving. You are simply aware, let it move. See what happens. Simultaneous awareness of the room, the space, the body, experience of sensation, relaxation, stillness, experience of effortlessness, looking into the space inside, and also the breath. But the first, the breath, deeper than the breath, there may be some thought. So you're simply looking, it's okay. And behind that thought, there is a space. When there is a simultaneous awareness of all, awareness is nothing but an experience and knowledge. You are living in the present moment. But living in the present moment alone is not enough. Mind loses that present moment. How come? Because of the desire. What exactly is the desire of seeking other than me? What is seeking other than me? Mind has to go out. When it goes out, it forgets oneself. Buddha says, right mindfulness. The literal meaning of the seventh step is known as Samyak Smriti in Sanskrit, the right memory. See that? We are simply remembering who we are. And then the mind projects happiness outside. That causes the pain and the suffering. That creates a bondage. It creates a law of karma and a long list. What would be the ideal step today? As you are aware that I changed the practice based on the talk and understanding to maximize the benefit. So look at the breath goes in and out. You feel the sensation of the breath and you do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So three-pointed awareness of the breath will only happen, not focus, in the conditions of sensation, relaxation and stillness of the body, effortlessness in the body, and the mind is looking into the space. At that moment, the mind starts living within with awareness of the breath. Let us pick it up. In that state, casually look at the breath. And the mind enjoys, oh, the breath is moving. So in order to drop all the concepts, the famous statement, I think, therefore I am. It is a concept. But I am, therefore I think, there is no concept. I am. In the same line, you're looking at the breath and the mind enjoys living within, looking at the breath. Then now it creates a concept. Oh, the mind is going inside, it is coming outside. Because of its movement, I feel the sensation. You're not thinking. I'm making you aware of that. Second point of awareness. First is breath is going in and out. Second point of awareness, you feel the sensation. Third point of awareness, that you do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. When it will not happen, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Are you making any effort? No, you are in the state of effortlessness. Something remarkable happens. The mind first time knows what it means living within. It reflects one. When the mind is outside, it is puzzled with many. Continue to be aware of the breath. Looking at the breath, feeling the breath. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. The state of being where the mind acts like a mirror, transparent mirror. In order to discover that state, the mind has to live within. One of many steps is awareness of the breath. You guys are already in a journey you might have done with many teachers. As long as I play the role of a teacher, naturally I have to follow the principles and the teachings of those great masters over a period of 6,000 years. I have no worries at all. I know the principle. I experience it in my life. But if I don't, I'm confused and I confuse others. Mind living within. Awareness of the breath. First point, looking into the breath is moving in and out. Second point of awareness, you feel the sensation. Third point of awareness, that you do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. I want you to return to the Patanjali, first understand, and then we will be into that step. That will be the last step of this journey. Patanjali says it is quite difficult, if not impossible, to be in the objectless state of the mind because of the past impressions, tendencies. So Patanjali says introduce an object so that you can maintain awareness on that object and something behind. I see my image in front, what it means. There is a mirror. So I am introducing a simple mantra, Shantoham. Shantoham means I am the peace. So Shantoham is an image. And the mirror behind that Shantoham is the space. Just maintain awareness of the both. How? When the breath goes in, say Shantoham, at the same time become aware of the space inside. Where you drop Shantoham. The moment the breath returns, become aware of the space outside and drop Shantoham. I am not asking you to think. When I was talking, you were looking at me, you were also aware of me and the space behind. The space behind, an experience of that is what Patanjali defines as an objectless state of mind. But that is the beginning. Shantoham. We can even go a little deeper. Breath is going in, you are aware of the space. The mind drops Shanto. And then there is a very little space. Hum, space. Breath returns. Shanto. There is a space. Hum. That's all. Be there. Well, do nothing, remain as you are. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. Let's share your experiences and any question that you have. So now your sound. How are you, Samir?
Fine, sir. Absolutely fine.
Fine? Good.
Yes, sir.
What is your experience? Good, bad, high, low. It is yours.
Yes, sir. I was just listening to you. Now, no thoughts come in whole practice. Most of the time, there are no thoughts.
Good.
Just what you are saying, and after 15-20 minutes, the body starts reacting little bit. Some stiffness in the neck, or I always sit while doing it because I think it is more better to sit. So little bit shakiness after 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I keep on doing it, shakiness, and after that I continue doing it, listening to what you say, listening and
Good. Good. Nina, how are you?
I'm good. I'm losing track of time, so I have really no idea what.
You lost the track of the time. We did almost for 40 minutes.
That exact. Yes, so I wouldn't know how long time because I sort of lose track of time as I'm listening to your voice.
And you were there, you feel calm and relaxed. But that's really a very good statement you made, that you lose track of the time. But we maintain awareness and we lose track of the time.
Yes.
According to the principles of the Eastern wisdom, when we lose identity with the name and the form outside, the mind loses that objective reality and it experiences that you have lost track of the time. Just think that you lose track of the time 24/7. That's another sign of awakening. It doesn't mean that you are lazy, you are sleeping. You're lethargic. No.
Text in the chat as you were saying, so I can say how it is, so I can see how it is spelled and read it.
Good. So, how are you, Lena?
Very well. thank you. It was interesting. I was in a very deep relaxation state. I didn't hear your voice. I didn't sleep, but I didn't really hear what you were saying. And then you were quiet for some time, and it became even deeper for me. And then suddenly, it was like a sudden wake up.
Yes.
And then you said, and then you were quiet, still quiet, and then suddenly you said, this is your true self.
This is, yes.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, that's really good. It's an amazing experience. What happens is that when we do not study under a master who is well versed with the teachings and the text and the steps and the practices from these great texts, then it becomes impossible for the teacher to explain what these experiences means. So the beautiful part is that we were taught how to transmit that knowledge, but we were also taught how to qualify your own mind to become a seeker, how you should do practice, how you customize those practices and personalize it to maximize the benefit. So having said that, when you say that the mind was there, you were not listening to me. My master used to say, when you stop listening to me, you maintain awareness, there is a quietness and a calmness that may be the flash of a deeper state of being and the meditation. So it is always good you stop listening to me. Not forcibly, but in meditation.
Thank you, Girish.
Thank you very much, and we will meet again.